Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of United States coins, and specifically the 2002 Roosevelt dime, a coin that you might have in your pocket change right now but could be worth far more than its face value. At first glance, the 2002 dime may look like just another 10-cent piece, but when you begin to explore its history, varieties, errors and collector demand, you realize there is so much more beneath the surface. This little coin is not just a tool for spending, it can actually be a miniature piece of American history, and in some cases a ticket to a surprising payday. So let us start from the beginning. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was deeply respected for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and also for his involvement with the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. That connection to dimes made it the perfect coin to carry his image. Fast forward to the year 2002. By then the design had been in circulation for more than half a century. The obverse or front of the coin features the portrait of Franklin Roosevelt facing left with the word liberty to his left and the motto "In God We Trust" below. His neck contains the initials JS for John Sinek, the chief engraver who created the design. The reverse or back of the coin shows the classic torch, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. Alongside these designs are the words United States of America, e pluribus unum, and one dime. Now let us talk mintage numbers. In 2002, dimes were struck at 3 different mints. The Philadelphia Mint, which does not carry a mint mark, produced hundreds of millions of coins. The Denver Mint, which uses a small d mint mark, also struck a massive number of dimes. The San Francisco Mint issued proof coins with an S mint mark in much smaller quantities, intended specifically for collectors. While circulation strikes are common and easy to find in change, the proof coins often hold higher value, especially when preserved in pristine condition. Here is where things start to get interesting. Although the 2002 dime is modern and plentiful, there are certain factors that make some examples much more desirable. First and foremost, condition plays a major role. A standard 2002 dime found in circulation will usually only be worth face value 10 cents, but when a coin is graded in mint state condition, meaning it has no wear and maintains sharp luster, it can fetch a premium. Collectors often pay several dollars for coins graded MS65 or higher, but that is not all. Error coins are the real gems of modern coinage. The 2002 dime has been reported with off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and even missing clad layers. An off-center strike where the design is misaligned can be worth anywhere from $20 to several hundred, depending on how dramatic the error is. A missing clad layer revealing the copper core beneath can easily sell for $50 to $100 or more. Die cracks and double dies, while smaller errors, still attract strong collector interest and can bring in extra value over face-proof coins from San Francisco also stand out. The standard 2002 S-proof dime in deep cameo condition is worth around $2 to $5, but the silver-proof version, which was also struck in 2002, carries even more value. These silver dimes contain 90% silver, which means even their melt value can be significant, with silver prices fluctuating. Many of these proofs are worth anywhere from $3 to $15 or more, depending on silver markets and condition. Speaking of markets, what is the current value of a 2002 dime today? In circulated condition, most coins are worth only 10 cents, the same as face value. However, in uncirculated mint state, you might see prices of $2 to $10 depending on the grade. Exceptional specimens with perfect grading like MS68 can command much higher, sometimes reaching into the $50 to $100 range or more. Rare error coins, as mentioned, can skyrocket depending on demand and rarity. While a regular dime may not seem exciting, the right variety or error can turn a pocket find into a collector's treasure. So what should you do if you come across a 2002 dime? First, take a close look under good lighting. Check the mint mark to see if it is from Philadelphia, Denver or San Francisco. Look for sharpness in the details and luster, which can indicate if it is uncirculated. Examine both sides carefully for signs of doubling, cracks or missing layers. If you suspect you have something special, it may be worth sending the coin to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can drastically increase collector confidence and therefore the price you could get for it. To wrap things up, the 2002 Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how even modern coins can hold secrets and value beyond their small size. From proof issues to rare errors to high-grade mint state coins, there are plenty of reasons to check every dime that passes through your hands. While the majority of these coins will be ordinary change, a few lucky finds could turn out to be worth much more. So the next time you get a dime back in change, do not just toss it into a jar. Take a moment to look at the date, the mint mark and the condition. You never know when you might be holding a hidden gem in your palm. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2002 dime. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos about coin collecting values and history, and of course share this video with fellow collectors and friends who might want to know that their pocket change could be more valuable than they think. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep discovering the history hidden in everyday coins. Today we are going to dive deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting and focus on one coin that might be sitting in your pocket change right now, the 1982 United States Roosevelt dime. This small 10-cent coin may look ordinary at first glance, but as we will uncover together, it holds a big history, a connection to American heritage, and in some cases it can even be worth a surprising amount of money. Let's start with a bit of history. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, right after the passing of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He had guided America through the Great Depression and World War II, and because of his strong ties to the March of Dimes campaign that helped fight polio, his portrait was chosen to appear on the 10-cent coin. The dime itself became a symbol of both leadership and hope. Now fast forward to the year 1982. This was a very interesting time for coin production in the United States. In the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was making changes to coin composition. To reduce costs for pennies in 1982, the Mint actually switched from a copper-based planchet to a copper-plated zinc core, but for the dime the composition remained a clad mixture of copper and nickel, with an inner core of copper and an outer layer of copper-nickel alloy. The 1982 dime was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carried no mint mark in 1982. Denver coins carried the letter D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint struck proof dimes with the letter S mint mark on them. Here's where things get really exciting. Certain 1982 dimes have errors or varieties that make them extremely collectible and valuable. One of the most famous is the 1982 no mint mark dime from Philadelphia. Normally Philadelphia coins of that year should have carried no mint mark at all, but what collectors chase after are the special error coins from 1982 where the P mint mark is missing when it should have been there. These no mint mark error dimes can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the condition. Another thing collectors look for is the overall condition of the coin. Coins in high mint state grades, especially MS65 or higher, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for much more than their face value. A common circulated 1982 dime might only be worth 10 cents, but an uncirculated high-grade example can be worth $10 to $20 or more, and if it is a special error like the no mint mark variety, the value can jump dramatically. Let's talk about market values right now. In today's coin collecting market, the average 1982 dime in circulated condition is worth just its face value, 10 cents. However, if you have a proof coin from the San Francisco Mint in deep cameo condition, these can fetch $3 to $5 depending on demand. High-grade mint state coins, especially from the Denver Mint, can sell anywhere from $10 up to $50 if they are certified in gem condition. The rare no mint mark error dime can be worth anywhere between $50 and over $1,000, with the record prices going even higher for pristine examples. Now let's imagine you're checking your change or maybe going through an old coin jar. Here are the things you want to look out for on a 1982 dime. First, check for a mint mark. If it has a D, it's from Denver. If it has an S, it's from San Francisco. And if it has no mint mark, it could be from Philadelphia, which is normal, but make sure to research carefully, because the famous error no mint mark dimes look similar to regular ones but come from very specific die varieties. Second, pay attention to the condition. If your coin still has sharp details, strong luster, and no signs of wear, it could qualify as uncirculated. Third, always check for oddities like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing details, which can also raise the value of the coin significantly. Collectors and investors love coins like the 1982 dime because they tell a story. The story is not just about Franklin Roosevelt, but also about the changing economy of the 1980s, the coinage technology at the United States Mint, and the unexpected mistakes that turned everyday coins into treasures. Think about it, a small piece of metal worth 10 cents being sold for hundreds of dollars. That is the magic of numismatics. Another fun fact is that 1982 was also a time when coin collecting was gaining new popularity, thanks to the silver market boom. While dimes made after 1965 were not silver but clad copper nickel, many people still kept rolls of dimes, hoping they might become valuable one day, and as we can see with the 1982 era variety, sometimes that hope paid off. So what is the takeaway? If you are searching through your coins, always pay close attention to your dimes, especially those dated 1982. Don't just spend them, check the mint mark, look at the details, and if you suspect you have something unusual, consider having it graded by a professional service, because the difference between a common dime and a rare collectible could be life-changing. To wrap it up, the 1982 United States dime may look small and ordinary, but hidden within this coin is a story of American history, a connection to one of the nation's greatest presidents, and a surprise factor that could make it worth a lot more than 10 cents. Always keep your eyes open, because treasure can hide in plain sight, even in your pocket change. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, and share this with your friends who might have old jars of change lying around. You never know, one of those jars could be holding a rare 1982 dime worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy collecting and keep searching, because the next valuable coin might be in your hand right now. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coins and collectibles, and our spotlight is on a small but mighty piece of American history, the 1991 one-dime coin from the United States of America. At first glance, you may think it is just another everyday 10-cent piece that has passed through countless hands, buying candy, paying tolls, or resting forgotten at the bottom of a pocket. But what if I told you that this little coin could be worth far more than its face value in today's collector's market? Yes, the humble dime from 1991 might actually surprise you with its history, unique features, errors, and current market value. So stick with me until the very end, because you do not want to miss the incredible facts and the potential treasure that may be sitting in your change jar right now. Let us start with a bit of history. The dime as we know it today has been a part of American currency since the late 1700s. But the design you see on the 1991 dime goes back to 1946, when the United States Mint honored President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing. This design, created by John R. Sinek, has remained unchanged on the obverse side for decades. It shows a profile of Roosevelt facing left with the word liberty above and the national motto "In God We Trust" below. To the left of his neck you will notice the initials JS standing for Sinek. The designer. Now turn the coin over and you will see the reverse side featuring a torch at the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. Surrounding the design are the words United States of America and one dime. This powerful yet simple symbolism has kept the Roosevelt dime one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. Now here is where things get exciting. When it comes to the 1991 dime, not all of them are created equal. In fact, some of them can fetch prices that go well beyond 10 cents depending on their condition, mint mark, and whether they have rare minting errors. First, let us break down the mints. In 1991, dimes were struck at three primary locations: the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, the Denver Mint with a D mark, and the San Francisco Mint with an S mark, used for proof coins. If you have a 1991 dime without any visible letter, just look just above the date. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. These are the most common. If you spot a small D, that stands for Denver, and if you have an S, that is where it gets more interesting. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with mirror-like surfaces specially made for collectors, and these are already more desirable than regular circulation coins. But here is where rarity and error coins come into play. For example, some 1991 proof dimes were accidentally struck without an S mint mark, and these no S dimes are incredibly valuable. We are talking hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the grade and condition. Imagine finding one of these rare errors in a collection or estate sale. Another type of error could be misstrikes, off-center strikes, or double dies where the design elements appear slightly doubled. Errors like these can skyrocket a dime's value from a few dollars to hundreds very quickly. Now you might be wondering, what is the actual market value of a regular 1991 dime today? Let us break it down. A standard circulation dime from 1991 in worn condition is still worth 10 cents, but if you find one in uncirculated condition with sharp details and know where, it could be worth anywhere from $1 to $5. Collectors will often pay for coins graded higher by professional services, and a mint state coin graded MS65 or above could bring in $10 to $25 depending on demand. Now, proof dimes with the S mint mark are more valuable in general. A regular proof from San Francisco can sell between $3 and $10, but if you stumble upon that extremely rare 1991 no S proof dime, you are looking at thousands of dollars. The last known sales of such a coin in top condition crossed into the five-figure territory, making it one of the most valuable modern dimes ever. The key takeaway here is condition, rarity, and errors. Always examine your coins carefully. Do not overlook those details, because one little missing mint mark could change your pocket change into a small fortune. So if you are a coin enthusiast or even just someone who occasionally checks their change, it is worth taking a closer look at those 1991 dimes. Whether It is a shiny proof coin, a Denver Mint circulation strike, or that elusive No-S proof treasure. Each one carries a piece of American history and could carry more monetary value than you expect. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with a few tips for collectors. Always handle coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints and damage. If you think you may have a rare coin, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Store your coins in protective holders or albums to keep them safe from scratches and tarnish, and most importantly, enjoy the journey, because coin collecting is not just about profit, it is about connecting with history, art and culture through something as simple and small as a dime. So the next time you come across a 1991 United States dime, remember, it might not just be pocket change, it might be a hidden treasure. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share it with other coin enthusiasts, and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of coins and collectibles. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked pieces of American pocket change, the United States $1 coin from the year 1986. Now you may be thinking to yourself, it is just a dime, only worth 10 cents. What could possibly be so special about it? Well, let me tell you, my friends, this little silver-colored coin has a much bigger story than you think, and in some cases it could even be worth a lot more money than the face value printed on it. Before we get into the exciting details about its value in today's coin market, let's take a step back and learn the background history of the American dime. The dime as we know it today first came into existence way back in 1796 when the United States Mint released the very first dime pieces. Over the centuries, the dime has gone through many designs, changes and upgrades, but the modern dime that most of us are familiar with, featuring the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, was first introduced in 1946. Roosevelt was chosen for the dime as a way to honor his leadership and also to symbolize his connection with the March of Dimes campaign, which fought against polio. The design, created by John R. Sinek, has remained on the dime from 1946 all the way through the year 1986 and continues to this day. Now let's fast forward to the year 1986, a time when Ronald Reagan was president. Gas was about 90 cents a gallon and coins were still very important for everyday transactions. In that year, the United States Mint struck hundreds of millions of dimes across 3 different mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins do not carry a mint mark. The Denver mint coins carry a small D mint mark, while the San Francisco mint produced proof coins with an S mint mark, which were not made for circulation but instead packaged and sold in special proof sets for collectors. So what makes the 1986 dime stand out for collectors today? The answer is not just one thing but several. The first factor is condition. Like with any collectible coin, condition is king. A well-worn 1986 dime that you find in your change is still worth 10 cents, but if you happen to come across an uncirculated 1986 dime with sharp details, no scratches and strong luster, it can already command a higher price on the coin market. Collectors love coins that look like they just came out of the mint press, but here is where it gets even more exciting. Error coins. Yes, error dimes from 1986 can be worth serious money. The minting process is extremely precise, but mistakes do happen, and when they do, they can create unique coins that collectors go crazy for. For example, there are 1986 dimes that were struck off center, showing part of the blank planchette on one side. These can sell for $20, $50, or even more depending on how dramatic the error is. Another valuable type of error is the double die, where the design looks slightly doubled on the lettering or the portrait. If you ever spot a 1986 dime with doubled lettering or numbers, you could be holding a little treasure worth far more than face value. And then there is the rare 1986 proof dime from San Francisco. Proof coins are struck with special dies and polished blanks, giving them a mirror-like finish. These proof coins were never meant for circulation, so if you find one in your pocket change, you have hit the jackpot. A standard proof coin from 1986 might bring just a few dollars, but a perfect condition proof graded by a professional grading service can sell for $20, $30, or even $40 to the right collector. Now let's talk about the market value today. In circulated condition, most 1986 dimes, whether from Philadelphia or Denver, are still just worth face value. However, if you find an uncirculated example, especially one graded MS65 or higher by a company like PCGS or NGC, the value jumps to about $2 to $5. Higher grades, such as MS67 or MS68, can push the value into the $20, $50, or even $100 range if the coin is truly exceptional. Proof coins from San Francisco in PR69 or PR70 condition can also bring strong premiums on online auctions. Sometimes collectors have paid over $100 for a flawless example. But what about silver value? Some people confuse modern dimes with older silver dimes. It is important to know that dimes minted after 1964 are not made of silver. They are composed of a copper nickel clad, meaning a copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of nickel. So While the 1986 dime does not have intrinsic silver value, its collectible and era value is where the real money can be found. Now let's answer the big question: could your 1986 dime really be worth a fortune? The answer is yes in certain rare cases. Imagine discovering a 1986 dime with a rare minting error graded high by professionals. That little coin that most people would spend without a second thought could sell for hundreds, and in very rare cases even over $1,000. Coins like these have been sold at auctions and have shocked collectors with their hammer prices. So the next time you are looking through your change or checking an old coin jar, do not ignore the dimes. Pay attention to the details. Look for the mint mark Philadelphia, no mark Denver with a D, or San Francisco with an S. Check the condition and always keep an eye out for unusual features or errors. Collectors all around the world are still hunting for the perfect 1986 dime, and many are willing to pay top dollar for coins in pristine condition. That is the beauty of coin collecting. What seems ordinary can turn into a hidden gem if you take the time to look carefully. So in conclusion, the 1986 United States $1 coin is more than just a small piece of metal. It is part of American history. It tells the story of Roosevelt, the fight against polio, the tradition of American coinage, and the art of minting. While millions were made, only a fraction remain in top condition, and only a tiny handful carry those rare errors that make collectors' hearts race. Remember to always check your coins closely, because you never know when a simple dime could be worth a lot of money. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 1986 dime, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video about rare coins, valuable currency, and hidden treasures in your pocket change. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.